Coming up on a special bonus edition of Locked On Lakers, the Lakers lose a game to the Warriors, lose Anthony Davis to an eye injury, and maybe lose their shot at finishing any higher than the 10 seed. That's next.
You are Locked On Lakers, your daily Los Angeles Lakers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thanks for making Locked On Lakers your first listen every day, Monday through Friday, no matter where you get your podcasts, always free, never behind a paywall. And Locked On Lakers on YouTube is where you can hang out with 23,000 plus subscribers, an awesome community of Laker fans, really great discussions happening in the comment section of the YouTube channel. I'm Andy Kamenetsky, my brother Brian, co-host, had some family obligations tonight and was unable to watch tonight's 128-121 loss to the Golden State Warriors in LA. A disappointing game on a lot of different levels, a wild and chaotic game in the last several minutes of the fourth quarter. I thought Mike Breen summed it up very well during the ABC broadcast in the last 30 seconds or so of the game. Quote, a game that ended with a comedy of errors that had nothing to do with basketball. And the Lakers, sort of the trickle-down effect of bizarreness, and we'll get into everything that happened into the game, including Anthony Davis's eye injury that cost him the second through fourth quarters of action. He left after the first quarter and was unable to return. LeBron made what appeared at the time to be a corner three with 2:07 remaining in the game that would have cut Golden State's lead to 4. But then during stoppage, about, 15, 20 seconds later, something like that, the replay, which was also going on, and this was, I think, purely coincidental, but just made it seem weirder, during a moment where Darvin Ham was challenging possession because Draymond Green attempted to throw the ball off Austin Reeves to keep possession, but he wasn't really firmly planted and traveled during it. They challenged that, which the Lakers won. But during that moment, and this took forever, it was determined that LeBron's heel was out of bounds during that corner three. So the Lakers lose 3. They're now down 7. It was one of those weird things where all threes and long twos, whatever, they're reviewed in the league offices. So this may have been wiped out anyway. Darvin Ham, after the game, made it sound like he did not think that his challenge was what allowed the opportunity for the refs to examine LeBron's 3 in addition to this sequence with Draymond and Reeves. It sounded like it was just sort of a bizarre coincidence, and the league was going to be taking a look at this anyway. It just was obviously extremely frustrating for the team to all of a sudden lose 4 points. It was interesting after the game, LeBron said that he thought his heel was in bounds. He noted that he shoots on, as he puts it, his tippy toes. LeBron is always pretty aware of his body at all times on the court, pretty just spatially aware, period. He sees the court as well as anybody who's played the game, but wasn't really angry talking about this and seemed to at least allow for the possibility that maybe he had been out of bounds, as opposed to, say, after the loss to Minnesota earlier in the season, where LeBron had that 3 that was then turned into a 2. The replays, I thought, and certainly LeBron thought, showed his toe behind the line, and LeBron was absolutely livid and, was complaining about the review system, complaining about the result of the game. By complaining, I think with reason. I think he had a reason to complain about this, and he was absolutely unfiltered with how angry he was. After this, he was obviously disappointed and unhappy, but it didn't feel like he thought it was out of the realm of possibilities that he could have been out of bounds for what it's worth. Then there was a sequence where they could not get the shot clock malfunctioning with about a minute and a half left in the game. There were 3 or 4 starts and stops. It took, I'm guessing, 10 to 15 minutes to get this thing finally on track, which, as D'Angelo Russell pointed out after the game, was, as he said, unfair to everybody. But if you're the Lakers and you're trying to overcome this deficit, it is especially unfair to you. Unfair in the sense of it's an obstacle you shouldn't have to deal with. It's not unfair like they got hosed by the refs, or, pick your conspiracy theory, whatever. Like, this was, I don't know, some combination of human or mechanical error, depending on exactly what was causing this clock malfunction, in the inability to fix it. But it doesn't change the fact that for the Lakers, this really killed any chance of momentum for them trying to make this uphill climb without Anthony Davis. AD got hit with an inadvertent elbow probably about 3 or 4 minutes left in the first quarter. He tried to play through this thing. I mean, he finished the first quarter having played his customary 12 minutes that he typically does when he's not in any type of foul trouble. So AD really tried to make a game of this, but you could see not only was it causing him discomfort, and he kept fiddling with it, blinking. You could see that it was bothering him, but also you could see it was really swelling. And both Darvin and LeBron confirmed after the game that it had swollen shut. Dave McMenamin from ESPN tweeted out, Anthony Davis's vision was impaired and his eye was swollen shut after the contact. A source familiar with the injury told ESPN. Davis will be monitored tonight and Sunday to determine his availability Monday against Atlanta. I believe it was being referred to as a corneal abrasion. Again, it looked extremely uncomfortable. The Lakers ended the first quarter up 36-30. And without Anthony Davis, they just very predictably became a totally different team. And LeBron really tried to make an effort to put the team on his back. There was a sequence in the third quarter where he got a defensive rebound, and you could see from the moment he grabbed that thing as he was heading towards Golden State's basket, even including a moment where he kind of fumbled the rebound and had to take a second to gather it and make sure he maintained control. He's like, I am taking this thing to the effing rim, and there is not a damn thing anybody can do about it, which was the case. He ended up getting to the rim. Finished with 40 points on 15 of 23 shooting, 3 of 5 from behind the arc, 7 of 8 at the line, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. I mean, LeBron really very clearly understood the magnitude of this game in trying to at least maintain your spot as the 9 seed for the Lakers, and did his damnedest to put the Lakers back in this thing. D'Angelo Russell had a pretty strong game himself, 23 points on 9 of 21 shooting, but 13 assists against no turnovers. He had some absolutely spectacular pick and roll sequences, whether with LeBron, with Jaxson Hayes, with Anthony Davis. He moved off ball really well, getting set up by LeBron for a couple baskets. It's D'Angelo Russell. There were some defensive lapses. 9 of 21 is not as efficient as you'd want, but overall, I thought D'Lo played a really nice game, which frankly he needed, given his comments to Dave McMenamin from ESPN, that recent profile, and some of the reaction it stirred, and then the absolute stinker that he tossed up against Sacramento. D'Lo needed a redemption game, and I thought he had it. Jaxson Hayes, I thought, actually played very well, all things considered. Way more minutes than he typically does. 28, finished with 7 points, 12 rebounds, 2 on the offensive glass. He actually, in a sequence with D'Lo running pick and roll, had a legit Euro step to the basket through traffic for a dunk. Like, I've never seen Jaxson Hayes do anything remotely like that before. So that was impressive. Rui had 14 points, 7 of 10 from the field, four rebounds. The game obviously does not fall on him, but Austin Reeves had a really badly timed bad game, one of the worst ones he's played in a while. 11 points on 4 of 13 shooting, 2 of 9 from behind the arc, 3 assists against 3 turnovers. A lot of very bad decisions by Reeves. He threw a lob that was way too high, even for LeBron. There was a sequence where he pulled up 2-on-3 on the break for 3. Nobody really getting back or close. He missed. Golden State scored. There was a really bad position where he had a wild 3-ball miss. And Rui and Jaxson Hayes got back to force a miss at the rim for Golden State, but then Reeves turned the ball over. He got blocked on a 3 by Gary Payton III. It again, the loss does not fall on D'Lo, but it was a very bad game for him. And Steph Curry, after being held to 0 points in the first quarter, finished with 31. Klay Thompson had 21 first half points. Jonathan Kuminga had 10 in the first quarter. Draymond Green, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 12 assists. I think the Lakers at full strength are a better team than Golden State. Golden State has not really impressed me much this year. But if you remove Anthony Davis from this team, the Lakers offense got predictably very perimeter oriented, which hurt them a lot through the first 6, 7, 8 minutes of the third quarter. That was a disaster for the Lakers. They just looked completely out of sorts, and you lose that rim protection as one would expect without Anthony Davis. They ended up getting out rebounded 45-39 by Golden State. Golden State had 14 offensive rebounds. I don't know the exact breakdown of when the rebounding discrepancy took place, but it got much, much worse, again, as one would expect, without Anthony Davis. And now, hopefully AD is available Monday against Atlanta, but the Lakers are in a difficult place right now. They are currently the 10 seed by virtue of Golden State being one fewer than them in the loss column, but Golden State also currently now has the tiebreaker. If the Lakers win in the final matchup between these teams, I believe, quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the Lakers are going to end up winning the tiebreaker, because unless something unusual happens, and I don't know Golden State's schedule to know how possible this is, I believe the next set of tiebreakers is conference record, and the Lakers is much better than Golden State's. So I am not positive, but I'm pretty sure that if the Lakers win this fourth game, they'll go back into pole position. But the problem is Golden State has a really easy schedule moving forward. The Lakers gets much easier too, but Golden State's is easier, and that could create some problems for the Lakers. And this game was very frustrating. We'll talk more about this for Monday's show when Brian's back. But this game was extremely frustrating on a lot of levels. It remains to be seen just how damaging it is, but it has the potential to be damaging on a lot of different levels. And it just feels in a lot of ways like an encapsulation of just what has happened for these Lakers during this very, very frustrating season. Again, the Lakers lose 128-121 to the Warriors. We will be back on Monday for a full show. But first, I want to let everyone know that Locked On Lakers is brought to you by LinkedIn. When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals who are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. LinkedIn isn't just another job board. LinkedIn has a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals, which makes it the best place to hire. It gives you access to professionals you can't find anywhere else. LinkedIn does all that while making the job process easy and intuitive. Hiring is easy when you have that many quality professionals. It's so easy, in fact, that 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. So think about that. Finding who you need the first time within a day gives you more time to focus on the big picture goals for 2024. LinkedIn even just launched a feature that helps you write job descriptions, which makes the process that much faster, that much easier. 2.5 small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring for a reason. So post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Locked On Lakers is also brought to you by Stitch Fix. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist who understands your style, size, and budget. They do all the shopping for you. It's the easiest way to update some on-trend favorites for your wardrobe this season. Just give your stylist your name, your style, your budget preferences. I do this. I order boxes, how I want, what I want. No subscriptions required. And they just send 5 just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations, pro styling advice. You get to keep what works and send back the rest. They send perfect pieces. It's on point all the time. It's like they have style ESP. I don't know how else to put it. Style and comfort and just the right look for you. Stitch Fix makes it all easy. So it removes the hassle of shopping while getting you the outfits that you want. And if you don't love something, just send it back. Shipping, returns, and exchanges, they're always free. It's style that can make you feel good while you look good. So get started today at stitchfix.com/lockedon. That's stitchfix.com/lockedon. stitchfix.com/lockedon. And we will see everybody on Monday.